Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's well. This goes out to all my pack members on YouTube as well as on the Patreon. As always, I am here because I'm here to deliver my reward, or because for the person who is a beta level tier member on the Patreon, I'm here to deliver what is expected of me on this. So first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to pack member and tier member of my Patreon, Francis Sean Allen, aka Comic Freak X. He is a $5 Patreon tier member, and anybody at that level, or aka beta level, the big ordeal is basically you get to ask me 50 questions. 50 questions, and I will do a 50 question Q&A for you that will go up here as well as on YouTube. So this is going up on both segments of the channel, as always. So I'm here to knock them out. As you can see, I got my Ali shirt on here because I'm the greatest, you know. I gotta stop. Anyway, so I got the questions, I believe, yesterday from Sean Francis, excuse me. That's his middle name, Sean. And he basically says, okay, Chris, as you can see here, I'm reading from Patreon right here. He says, okay, Chris, here's my 50 questions. I broke them into 10 questions. Some will be only 5 per sections. The sections are comics, movies/TV, games, personal, traveling, and all Spider-Man. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So I'm looking at these questions here, guys. You could kind of see them all here. Look at that. They're all broken up. This is what you get, guys, when you are a $5 tier member here on my Patreon. Okay, so let's kick this off. I'm ready to do this. Let me fix the camera a little bit. All right, there you go. Or let me just twist it a little bit. There you go. All right, so let's do this. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do in the order that he placed them in. The comic questions. Okay, so first question is, what was the first comic you ever read? Oh my gosh, first comic I ever read was a Spider-Man comic. It wasn't Amazing Spider-Man. It was Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man. And I'm forgetting who else was. I think the Hulk was in it. And Wood God, I believe, was also in it. And it was a different artwork. But yeah, that was the first comic I read. That was the first comic I ever read in terms of that. Okay, next question is, thoughts on Bane's daughter? Yes, Bane has a daughter. Technically, she is his daughter, but technically she is his clone. Her real name is Vengeance, and she is out for blood against the Joker because the Joker has something to do with Bane's death in Arkham. I'm not reading the Joker comic. That's where you can find her, but she's everything like her father. Just female. I think it's cool. I have no issues really against it. It's kind of like X-23. You know, X-23 is just a clone version of Wolverine, just female, and hence his daughter. I like it. It's cool. Next question is number 3. Have you ever read Curse Word? Isn't that I forgot who writes it. I'm forgetting who writes it, but I think it's about a wizard who has a foul mouth and everything like that. I think it is. I have not read it. I've heard of it, but never read it. So no. Number 4, the fourth question. Have you ever read Batman 89? No, I have not. I'm waiting for it to come out on trade. Then I'm gonna read it. Stuff like this, series like that, Maxi series, I usually sometimes do wait till they come out in a trade paperback, so then I'll read it from there. And my nose just keeps freaking itching. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I do wait for that. So no, I haven't read it, but I am looking forward to, because it's basically continuing the story of the '89 Batman, Keaton's Batman, Burton's Batman in that universe, and I think in that universe, Harvey Dent, Billy D. Williams, Mr. Colt 45 himself actually becomes Two-Face. So I'm really interested to see how they write that. Number 5. How do you think Devil's Reign will end? Ooh, I've been enjoying Devil's Reign. It's one more issue left. I think Kingpin is screwed. After that last issue we saw, yeah, Kingpin's going to get in some serious trouble. Wilson Fisk, the mayor, is going to get in some serious trouble. What we saw. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. So yes, definitely, indeed. What's a non-Marvel / DC comic you would recommend? Non-comic, non-Marvel DC comic that I would Ninja Turtles. That's easy. Number 7. Could Superman work in the Marvel universe? Yes. Yes, indeed. I think he could. I think he would work well in the Marvel universe, and I can see him a part of the Avengers and everything like that. Yes, Superman could work very well in the Marvel universe. And number 8. Okay, speaking of the devil, here we go. And could Captain America work in the DC universe? Yes, absolutely he could. And he would probably be the leader of the Justice League, and nobody's gonna question that. Not even Batman. There you go. Number 9. What's a comic crossover you'd like to have gotten a sequel? Maybe another. I would have loved to seen another Superman. I think they've done 2. Another Superman, Spider-Man, X-Men, Teen Titans would have been good. Another one of those. A sequel to Batman and Daredevil. I would have loved to seen that. A third Batman and Spider-Man. Another Superman Fantastic Four crossover. That was a really interesting crossover. Another Wildcats X-Men. There was 3 crossovers. I would have loved to seen a 4th one. That would have been cool. So yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. Yes, indeed. And your 10th of the comic section. If you could do a what if story, or what would be your story? Okay. Oh, okay. What if? I love the What If series. Man, ooh, that is. Ooh, that's tough. I'm really thinking about this one. There's so many. Oh, I got one. Here's one that would be interesting. What if Weapon X got a hold on Frank Castle? What if Frank Castle went through the Weapon X programming, like they did to him what they did to like Deadpool or somebody like that? That would be interesting. Another one would be, what if a lot of them deal with Punisher though. For some reason, a lot of them deal with Punisher. Like, well, we kind of already got what if Punisher became a Ghost Rider. We got that before. Another one would be, I got another one. What if Punisher was a mutant, and he found that his mutant powers were activated when he was in Vietnam? That'd be interesting. Okay, so moving on to his movies and TV section. This should be fun. I do love my movies. What's a movie franchise you feel should have ended? Terminator. Terminator for instant. Terminator the clear cut there's a clear cut ending to Terminator. They just keep milking it. Perfect. Favorite Kevin Costner movie? Oh Jesus. I do like Kevin Costner. Dances with Wolves. I love. Untouchables is up there, and even Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Even though he's probably the worst actor who played Robin Hood, Robin of Locksley, didn't even have a. This guy's supposed to be British, but didn't even try to do a British accent. To all my British viewers and fan pack members out there, I would even say we apologize for that. Just saying. But yeah, those are like three right there. Yeah, I could watch Untouchables all the time. I love that movie. I love that movie. It's great. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Who's an action star you feel should have had a bigger career? Oh God, there's so many. But right off the top of my head, Michael Jai White. I feel Michael Jai White should have had a bigger career than he has now. I'm not saying that his career isn't good, but I'm just saying he should have had bigger roles and bigger starring roles where not all his movies went directly to direct to video or things like that. Because he's actually a really good actor. It's just and he's so talented as a martial artist. So as an action, there's so much he could have done, really instantly. Next question, number 4. Oh wow, this is interesting. Check this out. Do you wish there were more premier female action stars like Michelle Yeoh or Cynthia Rothrock? Yeah, I do. Because first of all, those two women that you just mentioned, Sean, Francis, I keep calling you by your middle name, are legends, and they earned everything they've done. Michelle Yeoh, she wasn't a martial artist at first and everything like that. She earned them stripes of doing the stunts. She used to do the stunts. She does her own stunts. I think now she's gotten a lot older, but she's still hot to me. I don't give a crap. But still, she has earned her stripes big time. So I cannot. And Cynthia, Ms. Rothrock, she was a legend. Like the speed, the grace of her movements in films was beautiful. And she was short, but she kick your ass. Like you watch her older films. And I think she actually did a movie with Michelle Yeoh or someone else, I forget. But yeah, she was a badass. Still looking at her today, I'm like, yeah, I can still see her now in movies. But I do feel like I do wish there was like a legit premier female action stars more. I give people like Mila Djokovic credit because she was considered the queen of action or princess of action, but yeah, I mean, she wasn't doing just action movies, but a lot of her movies are basically where she is doing action, and it kind of because of her husband. Like she gets put in any action movie her husband directs. Talk about favoritism. I'm just saying. Just saying. Number 5, from your movie TV show. What's a movie you love but people hated? Jurassic Park 3 definitely comes to mind real quick. People hate that movie. And Malcolm and I, my brother, we found out about that once we got on the internet. We used to rent Jurassic Park 5 all the time. Jurassic Park 3 from Planet Hollywood and things like that, when when you still could rent from movies, and we used to rent that all the time, and we loved it. But for some reason, once we got locked into the internet, it was over. We just saw the hate. Another movie I seem to think a lot of people hate, but I love is Idle Hands. I love that movie. I love Idle Hands. That movie is so fun to me. Seeing a young Jessica Alba when she was curvy as hell. she had the curves on her. Like, I'm not saying she don't have it now, but she you could see she lost all them curves. Go back and watch that movie. See how curvy she is in that. You're like, whoa, okay. But still, it was a fun movie. I love that movie. The movie's funny. Number 6. What's a movie you've watched more than 200 times? Oh, damn. Shit. Oh, man. I got a bunch of more movies behind me right now. Jesus. A movie I've watched over more than 200 times. I'm definitely gonna say Conan the Barbarian. I've watched that countless times. I've watched that. I can instantly say I've watched that more than 300, 400 times. It's the first movie I ever saw as a kid. It's actually, and I'm legit. That was the first movie I actually remember watching as a kid, and I got information from my parents, especially my dad, telling me, "Yeah, we sat you down and we were watching Conan." And ever since then, my love for Conan has grown because of that movie, and it is what it is. Number 7, favorite TV show that ended you still watch? Plenty. There's so many. One that I can think of right now off the top of my head would be Quantum Leap. I love Quantum Leap. I love that show. I still love that show. I have it in box sets, and I'll pop it in and watch it and things like that. And whenever it comes on, like the Cosmic Network, which shows all classic sci-fi shows, and I see it on, I'll watch it. So yeah, that's number 8. Thoughts on the Quantum Leap sequel? I'm ready for it. I know they're shooting a pilot, and it's not a reboot. It's actually a sequel. And I'm very interested in seeing what they do with it, because it takes place 30 years after the original. The biggest name, mainly the biggest name that's coming out of this is Ernie Hudson. He's taken over, and he's playing a character Sam leaped into in the original series. So once I saw who he's playing, I'm like, wait a minute, magic? Sam leaped into that guy back in Vietnam when he was with his brother. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is, and what eras they're gonna go with. I love period piece shows too, so and that's one thing I loved about Quantum Leap was Sam would leap into eras that maybe I wasn't born in, like the 70s and 60s. He would never go as far past his lifetime. So remember, Sam could only leap from the 50s and up. He couldn't go back to like the 40s, but he did one time. I remember he did leap into his great grandfather, who was a Union soldier, and where he met his great grandmother, who was a Southern Belle. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Number 9, excuse me. Did you ever watch the new Jack Reacher? Yes, I did. Loved it. Thought it was great. Looking forward. Hope they better be doing a season 2. Loved that. That was great. I still need to review that. That show was great. Everybody who worked on it, great. That really felt like the character Lee Charles created. And Lee Charles actually makes a cameo in the finale, which I really enjoyed. Thoughts on CW renewing Flash and Superman and Lois? I figured they were. I figured Flash was going to get another season. I don't know what more you can do with the Flash, especially when they've already kind of butchered and basically hammered all his big storylines, just clusterfucked them in a sense. The fact that now he finally has his traditional yellow shoes is pathetic. I'm sorry, it is. It's pathetic. Like, I never understood that. Like, y'all build up to him getting his shoes. Like, what? Like, that was so stupid to me. I can't with that show sometimes. I still watch it just to watch it now. Anything that happens on it, I'm just not really surprised anymore. I really am. As for Superman and Lois, I love that show. I'm glad it's got a season 3. It's probably the best CW DC show on CW. Period. Okay, that's all his movies, TV. Not that many TV questions, but that's fine. Your game questions. Favorite Sonic game? Sonic 2. Sonic 2. Should we get a number 2? Should we get a revival of Bloody Raw? Yeah, I would love a Bloody Raw revival. I would love a reboot, a revival of Bloody Raw. That'd be great. Thoughts on the game, the upcoming game, The Quarry? I'm it's cool. You see David Arquette and Brenda Song and the one that what threw me off was seeing Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother, aka Altalik, Joxer from Hercules and Xena on there. I was like, whoa, is that Ted Raimi? I thought that was really interesting. Those games are cool. I don't think the quality of the games have changed in a sense. But still, no matter what, Until Dawn will always be the best out of the supermassive games. It will always be that way because that game felt like it was just going to be a slasher, and then it turned into something so much more. It was great. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Number 4, do you like Kratos as a character? Yes and no. There was at one point I was starting to hate Kratos. I was really starting to hate that character because after a while he became the villain. He was a villain. I looked at him like, okay, this guy is okay. The first game, I was like, okay, I get it. Yes, he's after Ares for the murder of his wife and child. Okay, become the ghost of Sparta, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But after a while, it started to become like, wait a minute. You're becoming an asshole. A complete moron, an asshole, that I was just like, you know what? I'm not really feeling it until the last game, until this new game, the last one, where you're seeing him as a father and old man Kratos, I guess you could say, older Kratos. I felt more acceptable of him, like, okay, yes, now I'm liking this character development. Number 4, I want a new Infamous game. Do you? I'd take a new Infamous game. I really would. I got no. You know what would be cool? An Infamous game that has all the past characters returning in it would be cool. I don't even think they're in the same universe, but yeah, it'd be cool. Yes. Number 6. I'm already tired of the POV in Resident Evil. Are you? Wow. Yes and no. I don't mind the first person viewing, but I see where you're coming from with it. I understand. I can see where you're coming from. You missed the over the shot or the third person viewing because you still can get a sense of being scared. But I think when you put a game in first person, you are literally, your psyche is literally in that game, and you're scared that you could get scared. I get it. I'm not sure if they'll do another one, because Ethan is dead. But I doubt. Maybe they may keep it that way. Are you a fan of the cinematic games like Until Dawn? Yeah, speak of the devil. Yes, I am. I am a fan of them. They are fun to watch, especially when you're seeing like these actors that playing these characters. Like Until Dawn, everybody lived. There were times where I wanted to get people killed. But after a while, I stopped playing a lot of those games, like Dawn of, Medal of Dawn or whatever it was called. I didn't play that. I wanted to, and I was just like, it's not a ghost story. This is just some gas. And then the last one, the one with the witch and the witch trials, I was like, but the last one that came out with with uh with the vampires, and kind of brought it back to what I wanted it to be. You know, when they were underneath in the Sumerian temple, I was like, yeah, we got actual monsters. Great, that's what I want. Not, it's just a psyche game. Nah, I didn't like that. That's why Until Dawn still will be the best one out of them, because Until Dawn, like I said, it felt like a slasher, but then all of a sudden we getting Wendigo in this game, and I'm like, whoa, we're going Algonquin legends. We're going there. Native American legend, the Wendigo. I was all for that. Number 8. What are you hoping for with the Wonder Woman game? Probably open world stuff. I am looking. I hope it's an open world game. All the classic characters that are from the Wonder Woman universe, and not so more taken from the movie. I'm hoping it's a combination of the movie and the comics, because the comic lore is older than the movie lore. Number 9. After watching your Wolverine costume video, what villains do you want to see? All of them. All of his Ogon, Sabretooth, Cyber. I want Cyber in there so badly. I want Cyber in that game so badly. The Omega Red, people like that. Lady Deathstrike. The usual stuff, but maybe some surprise, like maybe the Hand. I'll take the Hand in that, but definitely Cyber. I want that Cyber so badly. Have you gotten a PS5 yet? No, I haven't. They're just, it's people buying them, and they restocking, and then they get sold out. And I'm still not in any rush to get a PS5, even though there are some exclusive PS5 games that have come out that I'm just like, I'm gonna play it, but it's just, it's not a major priority with me, guys, with that. Just saying. All right, that's all your game questions. Next, we go to 5 personal. This should be interesting. Personal questions. Okay, so number 5. The first question is, what's your greatest fear in life? Ooh, this is failing. I think in terms of failing and dishonoring my mother, dishonoring my father, being looked at as a failure in my brother's eyes, like that's definitely something I would consider a fear. Are you personally happy with your life? Yeah, I mean, I am. I mean, I think there could be some changes, but change isn't always bad, and that's just for me to do. It's not. I'm not saying that I'm like, oh yeah, like nothing is wrong in my life. No, everybody has problems, but I'm not in means like depressed or anything, and anybody who has deep depression, I'm not making fun of it. No, I don't. Who's someone you feel is your rock in life? My rock in life used to be my mother. My dad. My brother. Those are kind of 2 people like my rocks. Okay, these are getting personal. Yeah, these are getting personal. Okay. I've been with my girlfriend for more than 3 years. Congratulations. And it's kind of hard for her to get into my hobbies. Have you ever had to deal with this? No, not really. Um, the people I've been with in terms of women, all enjoyed my hobbies. Nobody really complained about my hobbies too much. That is tough, when you have hobbies and your significant other is not into it. So the point you start asking yourself is then, and I hate to say this, but then why are you with her? And what is it about you that she likes? If she can't really get into your hobbies, then why are you with her then? And please don't tell me it's just about the sex, because that's no. And last question, your number 5. Like he said, he's breaking some of these up. What's something about what? Whoa, oh, whoa, okay. What's something about being black that you love and hate? Oh, oh Jesus, this. Uh, I guess I'll start with the hate because that's the hate I think comes from this. One thing I hate about the black in terms of being black or just the black community in general is I hate being judged because of this. That's for one. I hate being looked at in terms. I hate one of the things I hate about, and it's more that crab mentality. Like you ever see, like you take crabs out of a bucket, you just want one, and then another one grabs all, and it's almost like trying to. I hate that mentality. It's like we have this mentality of putting each other down. We don't. When one of us succeeds, we don't. Sorry about that. We don't. We should stand for them and be proud of them instead of like, yeah, that's cool, but I could do better than that. Like I could do better than him. Like I don't like that. Not saying that it's just that, but it we see it a lot more. I see it more in our community than anything. I don't like that. I hate that. I hate that crab mentality. I hate that. That's one thing. What I love about being black is our natural gift to adapt, but also our natural ability to create. The family orientated ideas. Family is definitely big in. I'm not just saying, but it plays a big role in my family as a black person. But yeah, it's big. It's really big. Um, I hate to say it, but being black, I mean, most of us are physically superior. I hate to say superior, but most of the time when it comes to sports and physical labor and things like that, it's just there's really no competition for that. I'm just saying it's kind of true. Um, I love the different shades that we as blacks come in. I like that. I love that we come in different shades. Like our melanin is not the same as just oh, it's the same. It's no, we're different. Some are lighter, some are lighter than me, some are dark, some are darker. Some look dark chocolate, some look just mocha, some look cocoa, and you just look at them, you're like, oh man, that's the skin. Um, I love that as we get older, if you don't really do anything stupid with your body, you it will age with grace. I'm about to be 40, and there's people here that you don't look it at all. And I tell them all the time, yeah, because I don't do anything stupid with that. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't heavily drink. Drinking can have a bad effect on you, especially when you start getting older. It's just it's you got to be careful with that stuff. So yeah. Wow, that was personal, and I might get slated for those comments, but I'm just saying. All right, moving on. Traveling. 5 questions from traveling. If you had the chance, the first place to travel. If you have the chance, what would be the first place to travel to? Japan. That's on my bucket list. Japan is a country on my bucket list. I mean, traveling now is kind of harsh because what's going on in the world. But yeah, Japan has always been my bucket list. That's always been my first place to travel to. After Japan would be Australia. After Australia, Africa. Depending on which country. West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. Even North Africa. I just would travel the whole continent. Certain places. A place you have no interest to travel to. Antarctica. I guess you could say that. Antarctica. Yeah, I mean, I don't. If I want to see penguins or something like that, I'm not going down there. I think I don't mind the cold, but that's sub tundra cold level. I'm not dealing with that. No. Let's see. Next question. If you had a chance to go to China, where would you go? Shaolin Temple. Shaolin Temple is the most the one of the biggest places I would love to go to the Shaolin Temple just to see, how much is real and what's myth about the Shaolin Temple. There's a guy here on YouTube that I watch called Raton, and he was a Shaolin disciple. He went to Shaolin, he trained with them and everything, and he did a video and just explaining a lot of it. So yeah, I would definitely say that. Definitely, it was always that place for me, like in terms of China. If you could live in another country, where would you live? Well, I am a citizen of Germany, so I can always go back to Germany if I wanted to. So I am a citizen there, which is interesting. But I would have to also say, I wouldn't mind living in Japan for a year or 2 years just to see how that is. But Africa definitely would be another place. I'd be amongst my own. Nobody's gonna be looking at me differently or judging me because of this. The only thing that'll probably judge me is that I'm an American or whatever. But I had a former teacher who went to South, I think West Africa, and when they got off the plane, people were there greeting them, just common strangers, and just saying "Welcome home." I was just like, "Whoa, really? That's cool." It's like, all right. So yeah, that's definitely. And number 5, if you were a tour guide for NYC, New York City, where would you take the tours first? Where would I take them first? Harlem, the Apollo Theater. I would take them there first. Definitely to Apollo, that famous arena. The Apollo got a lot of careers started in entertainment. So I would definitely, take them to the Apollo first and show them around Harlem first, because Harlem was the place to be, back in the day. I mean, it's changed a lot now, but, you ever heard of Harlem Renaissance? It's like, yeah, it's definitely. And last but not least, the all Spider-Man questions. Okay. Number 1, favorite Spider-Man villain? Craven. That's easy. A power Spider-Man should have had from the start. I think he should have been able to see in the dark when he first got his powers. When he first got bit by that spider, he should have been able to. He should have night vision. Like he could just see in the dark, no problem. That didn't come till later, which I found weird. A character who would, I mean, what character would you like Spider-Man to team up with? Excuse me, a non Spider-Man a non Marvel character, DC character you would like Spider-Man to team up. The Turtles, Ninja Turtles. I would love to see Spider-Man team up with the Ninja Turtles. That would be really cool to me. Should Marvel give MJ powers? That would be kind of cool. I'd love to see Mary Jane with superpowers. For good. Like, yeah, for good. And not in an alternate universe or anything like that. I'm talking about in the 616 universe. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Are you ready for the next Spider-Man game? Yes, I am. I will have a PS4, PS5 before that game comes out. You better believe that. Would you play a Telltale Spider-Man game? Yeah, I would. I mean, I like Telltale games. I think they do a good job. You know, I enjoyed the Batman. I enjoyed the Wolf Among Us game. I think they did Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that was their first Marvel game they did. I don't even think I finished that yet. So yeah, I would. I'd take it. Should there be a Spider Boy in the Marvel comics? Yes, I feel there should be. There should be a legit Spider Boy, and not a character taking the name. I think Miles should have been called a different name. I really do. I don't think he should have been called Spider Man. I really do. I think he should have been called. Because he's still a teenager, but now it's fine. But yeah, I'd create a character that would literally become Spider Boy. You got in the DC, you got Superboy, Supergirl. I'd take a Spider Boy. I'd do it. Who should be the next villain in the next Spider-Man movie? Rumor has it may be Mr. Negative. If that's the case, I'll be cool with that. Mr. Negative is probably my favorite villain to come out of the big time era of Spider-Man. I enjoyed that character. He played a big role in the first Spider-Man game. So I would be fine with that. But I just don't want, fans, especially, my fellow Asian geeks, to be like, is that all they could do with us, make us the villain? I don't want that. The thing is, Martin Lee, Mr. Negative, just happens to be a villain, but he happens to be Asian. Another villain I would say is, I guess the Hobgoblin, but I think we need a little break from goblins. I want it to be Kraven, but fat chance of that. I wanted to go back to more kind of street level esque, because that's where I feel like it needs to go. It is. Imagine they had Swarm. Would it be cool to see Shang-Chi train Spider-Man in the MCU? Yes. That would be really cool to see Shang training Spider-Man martial arts in the MCU. I'd love that. That'd be cool. Best Spider-Man voice actor. And that's your last question. Best Spider-Man voice actor. I'm gonna have to say Josh Keaton. I know there's probably a lot of people thought I would say Christopher Daniel Barnes, who played him in the 90s. I'm gonna have to say Josh Keaton. Josh Keaton's captured Spider-Man pretty damn well, in my opinion. But don't get me wrong, Christopher Daniel Barnes was good too. I'll even say Doogie Howser. Neil Patrick Harris. I thought he did a good job as voicing Spider-Man. They all did their thing. No, let me rephrase it, because I wasn't that big of a fan of Drake Bell as Spider-Man. I just didn't care for that voice for him. But outside of that, yeah, Josh Keaton, definitely Josh Keaton. And that's it. That is all the questions. That is all 50 questions from Francis, one of my Patreons. Thank you very much for those questions. Remember, guys, that's what you get when you are a $5 tier member of my Patreon, or a beta level member. You get to give me 50 questions, and I will answer your questions for you. I still got a few more things to do for the Patreon in terms of people. Looking forward to hearing what people who do the Patreon, like other level members, what do they want me to do? People who are my $10 paper limit, like that. You basically supposed to ask me to review 2 comics of your choice, and I'll do it. And I'm working on some other stuff. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun indeed. I'll be back, guys, for more again. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This will, like I said, go up on both the Patreon and YouTube. It'll be equally measured for both. And thank you for watching, guys. As always, don't forget, guys, if you like, go check out my store. There's merch, t-shirts and things like that. I'm working on some new merch. And for all the Patreon members out there, thank you for joining. I believe I recently got another member, another Patreon. Thank you. And with that being said, guys, thank you. You guys take care. Peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, and I'll see you guys next time. What a good ride. Deuces.